Hey guys, it's Tiffany. I'm your friendly Scorpio on the Wise Guys team, and we're just doing Free Tarot Friday for you. A little early today. Hopefully, that's not a problem for anyone. And this is where we do a little horoscope reading with the tarot cards. So we start at Aries and we go all the way through Pisces, and I just do a couple of cards for each sign. The readings are for fun, and hopefully they give you a little advice or insight as to what your weekend is going to look like or what you might need to focus on this weekend. And then I have time at the end, because I did start a little early, to answer some personal questions. So if you've got personal questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. And for now, let's just get started and see what is in the cosmos. Okay, that card fell out, so let's get that. The Lovers. So we start with Aries. So Aries, the Lovers card fell out. So maybe this weekend you have you want to spend some time with your significant other. In Old Tarot, the Lovers card was actually about a business partnership. Okay, so it might be a business partnership that you want to pay attention to, but maybe it's just, time with your significant other, or thinking about a significant other, or calling a new partner in. Let's get a card for clarification for Aries. Deb, no kidding. Please, good fortune for Scorpios. We need some good luck and good, love here. Okay, so sorry, we're on Aries right now. Clarification for their Lovers card. Yikes. Okay. So the Lovers card came up for Aries, but then so did the Three of Cups. And this card comes up when there are usually more than two people in a relationship. And this can take a lot of forms, okay? This can be somebody's cheating on somebody. This can be somebody's thinking about somebody else. This can be two people and their dog. This can be three roommates. This can be mommy, daddy, baby, This can look a lot of different ways, all right? So don't freak out about it. We had a friend that used to have a tarot shop in Austin. Her name was Anthea, and her shop was called the Three of Cups, and to her that meant something different. It meant more about joy, right? Cups are about emotions. So Aries, focus on the relationships. Maybe you invite somebody to be a third wheel, right? Like, I like to take it light. You can take it dark if you want. All right, so Aries, now we've got Taurus is up next. So let's just clear the deck for Taurus. Clear for Taurus. And see, what do our Taurus friends need to hear for the weekend? Okay, clear for Taurus. Yay, another card fell out. We call those jumpers. Six of Cups. All right, that's a great card for Taurus. And a clarification card for Taurus. What do they need to know about the Six of Cups? Right, the Eight of Coins. Okay, so Taurus. The Six of Cups, this card is a card of gratitude. It's a card of generosity. It's a card where you might be around friends that you haven't seen in a long time. This is a card of childhood joy, a blast from the past, somebody that brings you happiness, so spending some time either. This is a card of nostalgia too, so going through your memory boxes, going through old cards and letters and, keepsakes. Maybe you're digitalizing your photos, right? There's a lot of different ways you could interpret this card, but this is usually a blast from the past. And then the Eight of Coins came up for clarification. So, Taurus, you're probably working on something. Slow and steady wins the race with Taurus, right? Okay, so a project that takes consistency, something that kind of gets you back on the drawing board, so this isn't something that, this is maybe a weekend to just kind of be a little bit more nostalgic and stick to the routine, the great advice for Taurus, okay? Easy, fun stuff. Who's next? Gemini is the next sign in the zodiac. Let's get clear for Gemini. Clear for Gemini. Let's see what, sorry, alarm's going off. Gemini, clear for Gemini. What do the Geminis need to know in our tribe here? Okay. Two cards immediately flipped over. I really don't like getting this card. This is the Seven of Swords. And my friend who taught me tarot, Deborah, this card is always leaving her deck somehow. She doesn't like it either, right? And so the Seven of Swords, usually there's a thief involved. And you can see he's got two swords in one hand, three in the other. and then he's leaving 2 in the ground, and he's kind of looking back at like the ones that he's leaving behind. Usually when I get a 7 of Swords card in a reading with friends or with, just like our personal readings, this is like, I just tell people, update your password, check into your bank account, just make sure that you're kind of, I don't know what to say the word protection, but just make sure that you're aware of your surroundings, right? It looks like there's somebody that's kind of up to no good. All right, it could be you, Gemini. So if you're up to no good, then this is a card to, get you back on track. The Justice card is right behind it. So whatever's going on, it looks like the truth will prevail and all will be okay here. So maybe it's nothing major. Maybe you just forgot to lock your gate and the dog got out, right? Like it could be stuff like that. It could be that somebody has your password and your bank accounts are jacked. I don't know, but that's the energy of that kind of card. And then the Justice card, remember guys, I like to tell you, you don't have to be the karma police. That justice is working its hand in this situation. This is a reminder to be fair. And Gemini is very, very, very good at that. Gemini is able to kind of be the detached observer and find a fair resolution. This isn't like super fun weekend vibes, right? So I kind of want to get one more card for you guys. Okay, Queen of Coins. So Gemini, this is really a card about working on your foundations financially, but also just stability. The Queen of Coins is who everybody wants to be around. She's got a great meal planned on her table. She's got, resources and opportunities and a big network. And so Gemini, that's what you're naturally good at. So, again, watch out, right? Get your passwords changed. Don't have to be the karma police. Take the path of fairness and focus on what you're really good at, and maybe, just kind of be that person that you're growing into being. The Queen of Coins, she's solid and stable. She has a great network of friends. She is a good friend. She has people over. These are all very good Gemini things to be playing with this weekend. Who's after Gemini? We've got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. So let's clear the deck for Cancer. My Gemini friend is coming to help me on Tuesday, so she's very much a Queen of Coins card. And that kind of falls in line with her personal reading. Oops. So, Cancer, right? Clear the deck for Cancer. And let's see what kind of advice we have for our Cancer friends. Okay. Yikes. So, as tarot readers, when we get the bad cards, it's our duty to say what they are and let you interpret them. So with Cancer, we got 2 5s right out of the bat. So we had the 5 of Wands and a 5 of Coins. I wouldn't categorize this as great news or a super fun weekend planned, right? So I would say that, the 5s are when we're kind of in conflict about something. And the 5 of Wands, this is a fight not worth having because nobody is winning. And like the struggle is real, Cancer, right? And maybe it's also expensive. Maybe you're watching money going out the window like this guy. All right. So if you know that about your weekend and you're feeling kind of me against the world, like I'm all alone here, I'm doing this all by myself, right? And that might be kind of the vibe of the general Cancerian tone going into the weekend. Well, what can you do about this? Maybe ask for support. Maybe delegate some chores. Maybe don't pick a fight, maybe budget, right? There goes all your monies, Morgan. I know, sorry. I wish I could say something different, but maybe it's exactly what you needed to hear. Maybe. I don't know. All right. So Cancer, and then comes Leo. Let's see what we've got for our Leos. Just for funsies, little fun Leo reading. What do they need to hear? The Leos that this reading will reach. And this is, you can take or leave this. It's just tarot cards, right? You can have whatever kind of weekend you want. Okay, 2 cards fell out for Leo. Ace of Coins, right? A new money project, a new venture. This could be opening a new bank account. This could be a new discussion around money. This could be a new stream of income. It can be an idea, and it can be a signal to get started. Aces are beginning a new cycle, okay? The Queen of Cups is there too, so you're probably really, really passionate about this. And if not, maybe you need to find a way to incorporate your passions into a money income stream instead of like Tiffany with a cute idea that makes money, right? That's actually profitable. Okay, so that's tricky advice because sometimes we do art, just for art's sake, just for fun. Sometimes we're passionate and it costs a lot of money, but it looks like there's a way to incorporate something that you're really, really passionate about with a way to make a little extra income. Okay, Leos. 6, right? So Virgo would be next. I love you guys. What can we get for our Virgo friends? Let's find something useful and practical for the Virgos that will watch this. Clear the deck for our Virgos, our little Virgo reading. Hi, Virgos. Clear for Virgo. Okay. Okay, so I kept going because I got court cards and you know how I feel about them. The 6 of Cups again, right? So I can't remember who got this earlier, maybe Taurus. So both of our earth signs are getting this card of generosity, a card of nostalgia, a blast from the past, a card of giving. You know, if you want to have a good friend, be a good friend, right? So going back through memory boxes, digitalizing your photos, making memory of the year, stuff like that is kind of what that card is about. But then came the King of Coins, so I'm like, and then came the Page of Cups, so I'm like, So I got another card for clarification. So what does all that mean? If we're talking about nostalgia and childhood friends and people we haven't talked to in a while, you know, then we've got the King of Coins coming in. So this is a guy that is kind of the top of his game. So maybe there's somebody that you want to reconnect with that's like a leader in their field, and maybe they give you a message of love, or you're looking for a message of love from the Page of Cups. You know, interesting. Maybe somebody from your past life kind of comes back around to give and receive some generosity and to feel good about. The Ace of Cups is there. So, you know, starting a new love relationship, or acknowledging a new love language, or reigniting some love or some passionate feelings for somebody from the past, maybe. Virgos, what are you guys up to? Anybody, any Virgos want to give me some feedback on that? I would love to know what you're up to. Oh my God. Okay, so that was Virgo, and now we're moving into 6, 7, so Libra. So here's our quick reading for Libras. Clear for Libra. What do our Libra friends need to hear? Not connecting it yet. Megan, are you a Virgo? I forgot about that. You know, so a blast from the past, or connecting, like, you know how I would connect your posts, your beautiful posts about your family in the snow. And so what you're doing is creating nostalgia, right? Like, you're creating memories. You know, you're with your king. You know, you're with your family. You're with your babies, and you're doing something that is out of love. You know, you're creating some beautiful magic up there. So that's kind of how I would connect that, unless your posts are like dated and old and you're not there anymore. But, you know, just keep doing that, making memories. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Libra? You're a Virgo in a new love relationship. Awesome. Congratulations. That's the best part, right? The beginning. All right. I know. Okay, Libra. Clear for Libra. What do our Libra friends need to hear? I don't know why I'm in such a good mood. I am so tired, guys. I am moving, and I'm kind of at that phase where it's like, I mean, it is what it is at this point. All right, clear for Libra. Yay. All right. But I'm cute. Thanks, Morgan. You're the cutest. All right. So for our Libras, we've got this Page of Coins, right? A message about money, a way to make income, an idea that happens, something that is grounding to you, something that feels good, Libra. And then the Ace of Wands, it's about doing something new, taking action about that. So maybe you get some like out of the box thinking ideas going on here with money, and it's time to take action about it. Do something new. Temperance is also involved for Libra, so you can overdo it. So just this temperance card usually comes in when we're drinking too much, eating too much, thinking too much, saying too much, overdoing it, overgiving, trying to be everything for everybody, right? So this is a card to remind yourself to reel it in and really get into the self-care and take care of yourself. But also don't ignore this great idea. I say money. It could be career-oriented. It could just be something simple. It could be like you want a new email address, right? It could be very, very small. It could be that you completely change the course of your life by making a decision to quit your job and start something new. This means something different for everybody, but it looks like changes in the air for Libras, and just be careful to not get so overwhelmed. Amanda and I sometimes will give readings to each other. You guys know my business partner, Amanda, down in Belize, our numerologist and psychic. And the last reading she gave me was last week. It was really meaningful to me. I was really blown away. And her advice, that came through, that was channeled, was about me being very much in a 4 mentality, like checklist, box checking, doing things, action, going crazy in that like field, right? So she reminded me that December, we're still in a 3-month. We're still in a month that should be more creative and inspirational and softer and receptive. And so that might be a good way to interpret that reading as well for you guys, for Libras. Like, remember, we're still in the soft phases. We don't have to be so hard and checklisty and be everything for everyone. Thank you, Candy. I appreciate that. Yay! Awesome. New career. I love it. Change it up. You have one life. You have this one human life, Maybe you need 5 careers. We don't know. Okay, so we did Libra, so now we're on to Scorpio. Scorpio. All right, clear for Scorpio. It's fun if your Scorpios out there, because they always get a little extra love from me. Right? Clear for Scorpio. What are the majority of the Scorpios watching? What do we need to hear? What do we need to learn? What do we need to pay attention to? Okay, great start to the Scorpio reading, right? Yay, the Devil card. All right, so let's get some clarification on that for our Scorps. Clear for our Scorpios. What do we need to hear this weekend? I feel like the pressure is on. Okay, well, I'm getting the same message, so I'll just say it. So the Devil card, right, like this is about when we are obsessing about something. And it's usually not super healthy to obsess, right, because it takes us out of balance, it takes us out of flow. Like sometimes you can have a healthy obsession, but this card is more about like when we've kind of overdone it and we've really given something hell, okay? And then all of the other cards are very supportive of this. Like the 4 of Coins, this is, financial stress. So when I get this in my private readings, usually it's about sex or money, okay? It looks like maybe this time we're feeling some financial strain. We're really trying to stand on our own 2 feet, Scorpios. We really are trying to not need help, and the danger zone here is getting into self-reliance instead of God-reliance, okay? I do it often. So I'm very well versed at this. And so this is just kind of a reminder to ask for divine support, to ask for divine assistance, okay? Because otherwise we're crazy in our own heads. The 4th card I pulled is the 9 of Swords. And you can see how upset he is. I usually get this card when people have a lot of anxiety, they're losing sleep, they're staying up at night, for whatever reason. They're irritable, restless, discontent, right? They've got the hamster on the steering wheel is not the right word. They're going crazy. All right. So Scorpio, whatever you have been obsessing about, whether it's finances, whatever you've been losing sleep about. So if that's what's coming, if that's what our weekend advice is, it's not like, oh, and now you get to be stressed all weekend. It's like, and now you get to remember that, what are your tools? Like, what are your tools, Scorpio, for overcoming some financial fear, for getting out of obsession, for getting out of fight or flight, okay? So for me, what does that look like? My spiritual toolkit often is meditation. Maybe I want to book a session with one of my favorite readers. Maybe I want to block some time off my calendar for just me time. Maybe I want to have a healthy meal or spend some time outside grounding, but ignoring the problem is not going to make it go away, right? So also maybe you need to do some inventory. Maybe kind of address some things upstairs, up here, right? So maybe there's an opportunity to be like, you know what? I do have a shit ton of anxiety. And you know what? Anxiety isn't even a real word. It's actually fear that we're dealing with. So what am I afraid of, Am I afraid if he leaves or if he stays? Am I afraid of coming or going? Am I afraid of the past or the future? What am I actually worried about? And dive deep, like we Scorpios like to do, and address it that way. Going through a divorce, sometimes that's sad and sometimes that's happy. Okay, let me get through the zodiac and then I'll go back for the personal ones, okay? Thank you, Deb. I appreciate it. I think I'm fun today because I'm sleep deprived and I haven't eaten and I'm just loopy. So that's what's going on with me. Thank you, Marie, for that positive comment. So we did Scorpio. So naturally next is Sagittarius. So let's get a clear reading for our Sag friends. Love our Sages. All right, clear for Sag. Who needs to hear a message? What do our Sagittarius need to hear? Do you ever want to say like Sagittarii? I don't know how to turn the alarm off now that it's going. Real talk. All right, clear for Sag. Okay, so the first card was the Five of Coins. Again, this is money going out the window, and it doesn't mean that you don't have more coming in. It just means like, woohoo, either you're spending things that are actually, you're probably spending on things that you want to spend on that make you happy, and that's okay. This isn't always a bad card. It's a card to be aware of, and Sagittarius, somebody taught this to me. It's like, I didn't make this part up myself. Somebody taught me, okay, Sagittarius financially, if there's money in the bank, we can spend it. If I have a checkbook, that means that it's possible, right? Like if I have a check card, there must be money somewhere. I have Sag rising, so I say that like really lightheartedly, but this is kind of how one of the financial aspects of Sag was taught to me. So this makes a lot of sense, right? So money going out the window, maybe I'm overspending on some stuff that I just want to spend on. That's just for me, okay? There's a Page of Swords around, so maybe there's a little nitpicky fight coming up, with the King of Wands, with somebody who's really kind of on fire about something or feels that they're really, really right, And so if you're finding yourself in a bit of a conversation with somebody, you might want to hold your cards a little close. You might want to be like, is it more important to be right? Or is it more important to know the truth? Or is it more important to not fight right now? You don't have to fight every time it's offered to you, okay? Retail therapy. The Magician is why I was saying that, right? So the Magician caps all of this. So Sagittarius, you have the ability to make all of this fun and joyful and playful. The gift of Sagittarius is that they can be lighthearted. They've got great senses of humor, and they can turn all of this into something completely magical, right? Oops. Okay, so does that help? Who knows? Do you watch these things and then your weekend is different? Right? All right, Sagittarius then is 9, so 10 would be Capricorn. Let's do Capricorn. You're spending this weekend? What are you buying, Nadine? A magic flute? Oh, you're going to the opera. Okay, wonderful. Did I get that right? Did I follow that chain right? Awesome. Okay, so Capricorn. Clear for Capricorn. Clear for Capricorn. Clear for Capricorn. What do the Capricorns watching need to know? Money. All right. So the Queen of Coins, we talked about this with Gemini too. The Queen of Coins, this is, it's like you're kind of working on your, the ambition side of Capricorn. So last week we talked about Capricorn being the sea goat, where the top is like this really practical, ambitious, top of the mountain climber type of energy, right? But there's also the sea part of the sea goat. So underneath, they're very, very intuitive, So Capricorn, kind of becoming a philosopher for other people right now, but also just kind of owning your place. And that came out wrong. Owning your role, owning your, none of the words are coming out right, but, owning your space. I don't know. Is that making sense? Rising to the occasion of your life. There we go. I like that one. All right. And it looks like you do have a decision to make. Okay. So the Two of Swords, right? The twos are usually about decisions. All right. And the Twos of Swords usually feels like it's a decision that kind of comes at a cost. So it's something that you're maybe a little bit worried about. You have planted a seed, you've like made a move, and you're just kind of wondering, like, did I do the right thing? Did I go in the right direction? Do I have to cut my losses, And so maybe Capricorn doing an inventory this weekend as well, get your Scorpio best friend and you can both do inventories together. Because, you've got an Ace of Coins too. You're really kind of concerned about, did I make this right decision? And you're moving forward on a new path financially, and it just doesn't feel certain and sure. You're laying the foundation for something. And if you're not, it's time to consider, what do you need to simplify? What do you need to cut out so that you can build a foundation? Okay. Barbie, that makes sense to you. You've got to make a decision. I appreciate that feedback. I hope your decision goes well. And guys, the decision-making process is just part of self-development. There's not like right or wrong, massively right or wrong decisions. It's more like, okay, I made that decision. Now how do I feel about it? Okay. So a trick you can do is the coin toss. Do you guys know this one, where it's like, all right, I want to go to Mahdi's for lunch or Vegan Palace, and I don't know which one. So I'm going to flip a coin, and heads is Mahdi's and tails is Vegan Palace, and it lands on heads, and I'm going to Mahdi's, and then I'm like, oh, I really wanted to go to Vegan Palace. Well, great, because then now I know more about my decision. So sometimes you kind of have to trick yourself into what you really want. You can also do a pendulum, right? If you don't have a pendulum, you can just take a necklace or something. You can tie a rock to a string, right? And you just hold it. And for me, when it goes this way, it's a yes, and when it goes this way, it's a no. You can train it, right? Like you can work with the pendulums to train them. Okay, that's crazy talk. Let's get back to the readings. After Capricorn comes Aquarius. The stellium in Capricorn is so heavy. Yes, it is. Maybe that's why I'm feeling nuts. The stellium in Capricorn, guys, if you see what Nadine is talking about, we have written about it some. The January forecast is coming out at Wise Skies, and there's going to be 1 million planets in Capricorn, to sum it up for you. There's a once in 30-year transit happening in January that is really the basis of how I wrote the 2020 horoscopes. So if you haven't checked that out yet, be sure you go there, the 2020 horoscopes. And Amanda wrote some really badass numerology stuff for 2020. So please check that out for your roadmap. Of course, we've got our 2020 workbook, which is awesome. It's like the work of a lifetime. I am so proud of it. And so it takes you, it's basically all the forecasts with extra juju laid out, and the art is beautiful, and you can journal through it. All of you guys would love the 2020 workbook. You can get it at the shop tab at wiseguysadvice.com. But I'm talking about that because we were talking about the stellium and Capricorn situation, and all that's laid out for you. Okay, so Cap. So then Aquarius. All right, thanks. Aquarius. Clear for Aquarius. What might our Aquarius friends need to know? Yay. Yay, the instructions fell out. Okay, clear for Aquarius. Okay. Aquarius, awesome. You've got a 10 of coins card. So, you know, for a lot of Aquarius that I'm around, they really are building their financial futures. I have one special friend who's an Aquarius, if you're watching, hi. And she has so much, like her Capricorn is in her second house. So her money house is just lit up right now. And she's getting worldwide exposure and massive contracts, and money's coming in, and there's security and stability. Okay, so Aquarius, you know, making those money connections, making those networks, making those decisions that bring you closer to your ambitions. Okay, the Six of Coins, or excuse me, Cups comes again. All right, so nostalgia, making memories, reaching out, blast from the past, making connections with people that maybe you grew up with. You've got a lot of decisions to make. You got a lot of options. And so Aquarius likes that. They like having a lot of options. They don't like making firm commitments. They like being the ability to be a little bit more aloof, and that's okay. You know, you need some High Priestess time too. You need some time to yourself. And that's a big theme for Aquarius in 2020, is taking time for yourself with spirit. Okay, so a little alone time, a little networking, and just keep asking yourself, is what I'm doing on my biggest goal? Like if I looked at two lists, my top 3 goals and my day-to-day activities, do my day-to-day activities have anything to do with these top 3 goals? And if not, let's start working to realign some of them, because you have the power and a whole lot of decisions, and you could easily just go do something else, you know. But I want you to remember what those goals or ambitions are, because that's kind of the most ambitious-y, juicy card of the deck. Aquarius. Okay. And then you got short stick. Last time you got shortchanged with Aquarius and Pisces because my doorbell rang. So I'm trying to give you a little extra love. And let's do Pisces. Let's see, clear for Pisces. What do our Pisces friends need to know? Clear for Pisces. Clear for Pisces. Let's get some really good advice for our Pisces that are watching. All right, very similar reading to Aquarius. Any extra information? Okay. All right, so Pisces, it looks like there are a lot of options on the table, and sometimes the options come out of nowhere. You know, sometimes offers are made. Sometimes the lots of options are you in your head being like, well, I could do this, well, I could do that, well, I could do this, well, I could do that. You know, and so sometimes the options can put us into analysis paralysis. So this is kind of a reminder too, like, it's great to have options. You know, it's great to be in a free world where options exist. You know, I've been to lots of third world countries where you don't have options, right? There's a girls' school that I support in India with my yoga studio, and those girls really don't have options. You know, they're married off and very young, and they're paid for, and they're bricklayers, and they carry bricks on their head the rest of their life because that's what they're supposed to do. And I could go on and on and on about why having too many options is a huge blessing of abundance, right? So Pisces, right? Just a little reality check that we've got these beautiful options laid out for us. All right, so Pisces options, if they feel heavy, let's make them feel light. The Chariot means something's moving forward. So you're going somewhere. You're not stuck, Pisces. You've got options, and you have the ability to move forward with any of them. Okay, so the Chariot is like a vehicle. It's like our way. It's like we've got our foot on the gas pedal. We've got support. We've got gas in the tank. We know where we're going. All right, so if you don't feel like that, it's coming soon. You're going to feel like that very, very soon, Pisces. You are magical. You are intuitive. You know exactly what you want to do. And if you don't, you want to start removing all of the blocks to your inner knower. Okay, so what do I mean? Like, what are the blocks to my inner knower? It's anything where I feel afraid, where I feel lonely, where I feel indecisive, where I feel disconnected. Those are the things that I want to start to take an inventory of and really start to understand, like, what's going on here? You know, am I making things crazy and chaotic for no reason? You know, is everything actually fine and all the crazies in my head? And I say crazy in my head because I got it looks like, yes, you've got some anxiety going on too. Something's kind of bothering you or keeping you up. It could be that you're a prisoner of your own making. But honestly, Pisces, it's time to kind of roll the dice. It's time to do something a little bit different. It's time to go forward with a decision that you've been thinking about for a long time. And the Wheel of Fortune card, this doesn't mean that everything turns out okay. It just means that it's time to roll the dice and do something different. It's time to not be stagnant. It's time to, get in the car and go. Okay? Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Maybe. We'll see. Jessica, you're saying that your husband's ex is an Aquarius and he left you for her. You know, Aquarius have very eclectic sex lives. Every single one of them that I know. So you never know how that's going to play out. Jamie, thank you for letting it be spot on for Pisces. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry that your the last reading we did for you was so short. Thank you for hanging in there and watching until the very end, guys. So now we've done Aries through Pisces. We've got them all of the signs of the zodiac are complete. And then if you want to hang on a little bit longer, I'm going to scroll through and do some of the personal readings from the questions that you guys asked me. And just bear with me while I'm scrolling. I hope I don't click away. Okay, I saw the request about the animal card, but I'm moving right now. So all of my special decks are packed in a super safe spot that I'm sure I'll find in my new house next week. And so these are all I have. Message of love. All right. So, I'm just looking for some personal questions. If I will retire in 2020. Okay, I found one from Pamela. So Pam, if you're still around, Pamela Wagner, is it in her best interest to retire in 2020? What does she need to know about retirement? Who doesn't want to retire? Okay. For Pam Wagner, what does she need to know about her retirement? You know what? It looks good, man. So the Ten of Cups is the happy family card. This is coming full circle. The 10 is a completion. The Cups is something that you can be really proud of, that you can hang your hat on. I'm using the euphemisms wrong. And then the Empress card, this is a incubation period, okay? So maybe it's time to have babies, grandbabies, pet babies. It's time to kind of refocus on the family, all right? But this is a cycle of completion. I hope you stuck around for that because that's a great little reading for you. Hi. Susie was asking if she's going on the right path. Super vague, so you'll probably get a vague response. Okay, so that's kind of how the cards work. So Susie, what does Susie need to know about her path? What is she going on the right path? What does she need to know? Susie, it looks like the worst is over. It's been really, really, really hard. Been really, really difficult. And new love is here, or new love is on the way. So I'd say yes, going on the right path. It's over. It's coming in. Can I get a card? Okay, One Queen Holloway would like a card. So just a general reading. What does she need to know? What is her card? What is her special card? What does she need to hear? Is she still here? Am I talking to people that aren't here? Let's see. All right. So One Queen Holloway, you got the Wheel of Fortune. This is, again, about rolling the dice, taking a chance, exercising faith, okay? And knowing that you don't have to control the situation, okay? Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Nadine. Let's see. Okay, Pisces. Jessica. Okay, Jessica Marquez Robinson wants to... Let's ask. So what happens if Jessica stays? Really sorry. I have like my phone in the lid of this thing on a pillow in my bed. That's what's going on. All right, so should she stay, Jessica? What happens if she stays? Pretty good card. Looks like the card of the happy family. And what happens if she goes? Jessica, what happens if she goes? What's the energy around leaving like? Reel it in. This is the card of overdoing, thinking too much, being in personal action instead of God reliance. All right. Thank you, Annetta. That's really helpful. Oh, is it the 13th? Happy Friday the 13th. All right. New career 2920. That's a million years away. I don't know what you mean, Barbie. What do you mean? And then Marilyn is wanting insight on developing her intuitive gifts. Let's see. What does Marilyn need to know about her intuitive gifts? All right. So finding the path that you're most passionate about without it costing too much money. So I would say you don't need to enroll in a million gajillion expensive courses. I would just find the one that really resonates with you. You know, when you're working with your intuitive gifts, there are so many ways that can play out, right? Like you can be a tarot reader. You can take training in mediumship, right? This is one of my favorite medium teachers out there, recommended by my friend Elodie. She goes, this is Janet Nohavec. I don't know how to say her name, but there are lots of webinars. There's so many ways that you can get involved with your intuitive gifts. So finding the one that you really, really like without spending too much money. That's a pretty easy reading. Okay, Barbie clarified. She said her new career for 2020. Is she going on the right path? Does it feel good, the path that Barbie's going on? Does it feel good and clear? What does she need to know about her career for 2020, the decisions she's been making? Okay, so Barbie, it just looks like you might be taking on a little bit more than you can chew right now. That there is some really good stuff, like maybe a partnership within your partnership. But there's, just be careful and delegate and don't take on too much and don't kind of be aware of your ability to give marching orders. Like people don't like that, right? So not taking on too much, delegating with kindness and letting it go, right? Looks good. Partnership within a partnership, just don't take on too much. Thank you, Nadine. Okay, and Ginger is asking for a private reading too. She would like a little card. What card can we get for Ginger? Clear, clear, clear for Ginger. Two of Cups. Y'all are all in love. What's going on? The Two of Cups is the card of love. I am so happy that this card jumped out so many times. So, Ginger, you know, looking for love, in love, finding love, spending time with somebody that you really enjoy. This is the card of partnership and love. Yay, right? Nothing bad about that. Okay, and Gloriana would like, she says, weird vibes on a new co-worker. Weird vibes. So trust your vibes, man. Let's see. What does she need to know? What does she need to know? Okay, so many things. Yeah, real weird vibes, right? Like this person may be bored, they're looking at walking away and not coming back. I just wouldn't invest a lot in them. That's how I would take this. It's like they got something going on. I just wouldn't invest a lot in them. You know, send them love and light, send them clarity and healing, and just kind of do your own thing. Okay, did I miss anyone? Guys. All right, I'm going to stop the reading so that this is able to upload to YouTube as well. And I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. It looks like, let's get a general reading for all of us. What do all of us need to hear? Page of Cups, it's a message of love, you know, and the messages don't take on too much. Okay, that the worst is over. We are all, the 2 tens in a row, there's a huge cycle of completion. All right, so how can we end this year in a loving way that's loving to ourselves, you know, that's loving to everybody around us? And how can we end this year well? How can we finish strong? How can we finish knowing what day it is? Knowing, you know. All right. I hope you guys have had a fun time, and we'll see you next week for Free Tarot Fridays.